I am Christine Engels, and it's Christine Engels Insurance Agency. It's an all-state agency. I've been running it for 12 years. So it's mostly personal insurance, so home insurance, car insurance, condo insurance, all that kind of stuff. Everything that takes care of and protects families. Yeah.
And belongings and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Thank you. I would like to ask how you dipped your feet into this industry and how you got started. And you even met Mayhem, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Mayhem. Yeah, that was really fun. So I got into this business totally random. So that's the honest truth, is really my insurance agent was like, oh, this is our insurance agency for sale. And I looked into it and decided, this is 12 years ago in 2012. I have two kids who are 21 and 24. I was a software developer. Then I was an at-home mom. And then coming back into the world, instead of going software development, I bought my own business and been running with that. And it's been great.
Amazing. I love that. And then what have been some of the challenges for you when you transition, when you go into a new role, maybe changing positions or finding employees? Like, how does that all work as a business owner?
Sure. Yeah, it's a lot. There's change. I mean, the only thing they always say you can count on is change. And there's been so many changes and we've been doing this for 12 years. I had a small agency. We grow every year. We have more and more customers. So instead of having one or two employees, I now have 12 employees. And so the expectations of how we're going to grow every year and have more clients and get bigger and better and do all of that keep increasing. So I have to be able to roll with that and figure out how are we going to introduce ourselves to new clients, how are people going to start considering us, and then how to get the right people on the team. So it's been a lot.
Amazing. Yeah. And then the type of services that you have, can you go into detail a little bit about why people should get them or why they are getting them? And like maybe there's like trends, you're like, okay, wow, everybody's really getting car insurance right now or home renters insurance. Like what's going on? Oh, I see. Like talk to me about the trends and all that.
Sure. So, obviously everyone needs car insurance who has a car. Everyone needs home insurance who has a home. So really, we tend to find a lot of people and help a lot of people who are buying new homes. A lot of our business comes from referrals from realtors, mortgage lenders who are like, hey, can you take care of our clients? So we are trying to be super responsive and on top of things so people trust us with their clients. So we start off generally we're looking at your home, we're looking at the car, but we want to make sure a lot of people are looking at some things that they might not think about. Like extended liability coverage. It's called like a personal umbrella policy or a PUP. So we'll find like a lot of people don't realize that, oh, like I have insurance or yeah, it's all good. But then they might get sued for hitting someone, right? Yeah. And let's say you have state minimum coverage, $30,000.
Yeah.
And you hit someone and there's medical bills and that's $500,000. That bill for the difference comes to you, and you might have to be responsible for that. So we do a lot of education and talking to people about making sure that their liability limits are correct for them, so that if you do get sued, if there are things that you have the protection you need.
Yes.
So right now you're like, oh my gosh, do I have an umbrella policy?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, wait, am I protected in that sense?
Yeah. And then life insurance, I think, is also really important. So you have to have the basics, but a lot of people say, oh, yeah, I have it with work. But they might not have life insurance enough to cover their home, to replace their income. So we just like to find out a lot of people about what their needs are so we can take care of them properly. That's what's happening.
No, absolutely. I love that. Have the people's best interest in educating them.
Yeah.
That leads me to my next question with marketing. Like, how are you getting the word out there? Because maybe some people aren't aware of this stuff. And I feel like you could offer a lot of insight out there and be like, hey guys, have you ever gotten into an accident before and someone sued you? Well, fear not. I'm here to tell you the top 3 things. I feel like you would be so good for that.
Oh, thank you. That's super cool. Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of meeting with people. So we do a lot of networking. So like a biggest portion of people finding us is through referrals. Mm-hmm. So people saying, hey, you should work with Christine and her team. They're fantastic. Like literally this morning, I had 3 or 4 emails that were saying, you should work with Christine. I have my insurance with her. You should use her too.
Look at that.
That's fantastic. And so our biggest thing is just being super responsive and making sure I get back to people right away, so they know we got you. Yeah. Also, I do a lot of people find us online. So if you look up Christine Engels Insurance Agency online, then we show up really well because we have like over 400 positive 5-star Google reviews.
Beautiful.
So as long as we show up well online, so either people who don't know us can find us, and then if not, hopefully a friend will tell you.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
No, I think that is great. And just keep upping I think your social media stuff would be great. Like all the insight you have so people can be like, I did not know that. She's funny. Let me follow her, right?
Yeah.
You never know.
But I do need to do like more like actually educational videos. So that's on the plan for the year.
Yeah.
Like what we just talked about, having a little snippet on on life insurance, on home insurance. So that's coming.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it. I'm excited for you then.
Yeah.
Love it. And now talk to me about meeting Mayhem. Like, hello, you met the face of Allstate in the commercials.
Super fun.
How did that happen? Why did that happen? Where were you? Where was he? What?
Yeah, I know. So the current mayhem that's happening right now is that usually I'm kind of known for carrying a tambourine with me. I know that sounds crazy.
I saw you have that in your,
right?
I was like, what?
And with mayhem, and I forgot it today, so that's the problem. But that's mayhem, and we can accept it. We can move on. But the funny thing was, so he came to one of our Allstate conferences. So we have an annual conference. I'm on an Allstate executive council. So there's 10 agents out of 6,000 agents in the country. We're a committee. I'm on that. And they were like, hey, guys, come on. You can come meet Mayhem. And I was like, okay. So we're waiting online for Mayhem. So the funny story was, I'm like, if I meet Mayhem, I can't just smile and do a nice little picture. I said, I've got to do something fun. So I brought my tambourine. I started dancing. And then
I wish there was video of that, by the way.
Yeah, I do too. And I walked up and I said, will you dip me? And then he instantly went whoosh. So it's slightly, So
he won't forget you.
Yeah, it was fun.
That is so cool. Did he say anything? Was he nice? Was he like the commercial? Like,
He was,
what was that?
He was really fun. So then our group, I said, let's take a group picture. I said, we also have to do something fun. So I said, what do you let us pick? So we picked him up and we held him across this way.
My
And then
God.
we pretended to, then we had a picture of like dropping him,
him.
So it was super cute.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's really cool.
It was fun.
Beautiful story. And I know you said you have like your team, and I think you've got like some new people on board. Talk to me about what type of people you want to have around you and in your team, and what type of experience you want people to have when they work with you and your team.
Good question. So the funny thing is, I had someone who worked for me years ago who meant this as an insult, and she said, you're like work, 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 and then get up and dance like you're at Mardi Gras. And I said, yes, that's exactly who I am, and that's exactly who I want my team to be. So I have a great team right now, but really, I want you to work hard, and then we can have some fun together.
Right.
So on our service team, the people who take care of our current customers, I hired, luckily, a bunch of people who have a lot of experience.
Beautiful.
And so that's great. So I have some people who are newer, and they're getting trained, and we're bringing them up, and some people who've been with Allstate Insurance for 10 years or 7 years.
Yeah.
And that's great. On my people who work with like new customers, like prospects, really, I think that's more about being organized and having personality.
Absolutely.
Because I think, and anyone who's watching this, I am hiring for my sales team, so like feel free if that fits you.
Look at that.
Give me a call.
Yeah, I love it. And now just my other question, because I want to know, like, based on like the culture and your team that you have, what kind of experience do you want or do you hope that people get when they work with you guys?
Yeah, that's good. I think that the idea is that we're like super professional. I want people to really and be proactive. We want to look at our customers. What kind of help might they need? We want to call them, offer them insurance reviews. So I want people to feel, I think that they work for us, for me, they know that we're award winning. We're going to succeed. So the idea is you're always going to do your best. You're going to learn a lot about insurance because we want to be able to pass that on to our customers. Otherwise, what are we offering?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's experience, like knowledge, and how to work with people well and being organized. That's the things.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years as a person and with your business?
Good question. So really, with Allstate, this is going to be my retirement gig. I'm not moving on to some other kind of situation after this. I own my own business. I will do this until I retire. But I want to keep building it and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I have a certain level, like this is the number of customers I want to have before,
the end of this time.
I sail out, Yeah. But so that's the plan. So I think for 5 years from now, I'd love to have a little bit more management in my team so that I can have a smoother maybe transition to working a little bit less 5 years from now.
I love it. No, and I'm glad that you put thought to it too, because sometimes I like to, not that I say that I like to catch people off guard, but I'm like, let me see what you got to say here. Yeah. So I like that.
We'll see. That's the plan.
Right?
We try.
Yes. And then when you're not working, what do you like to do in your me time to refresh and just get things that light your soul on fire? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So So I'm definitely into being, I love being outside and I love being active. So those are the two things. Like I have to be outside and I have to be active pretty much every day.
Yeah.
So I love yoga. I love to run. I dabble in pickleball a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm good, but I have some fun with that. And dancing, you know. So all those things, and walking the dog, as long as I'm doing all that,
Right.
we're good to go.
Keep yourself like good in a mental state and be happy, because you also need to be at your best when you're at work. So don't overburn yourself and
agree. Like I definitely need like a in the middle of the day. Might even go for a run. I like to do middle of the day workouts or middle of the day outside to like reboot.
Right.
And start fresh.
That's me, but with a nap. But I want to change that into running and doing something, you know? But I love that.
Yeah.
And then what if, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, what are some of the challenges for you? Because I'm sure there's many, but I like to hear everybody's individual struggles that they've had, whether it's maybe with hiring or finding a new space or like staying on top of everything. Like, what have been some challenges that you could share with us on how you've worked or pivoted or got around them?
Yeah, no, and of course, like I'm being all cheery, but there are times when I think the worst thing is when you feel like super overworked. There are times when I don't have enough staff, and then all of a sudden you realize you're working like all the time, and there's too many things. And I realized if I'm feeling crazy, it's because I don't have enough people on my team.
Yeah.
So that's when it's a realization that I need to hire or reorg and then get people to help me, because you shouldn't feel crazy all the time.
No, you
like
should
it's
not.
You might have days or moments like that, but if it's every day like that, you have to, hire, and that's hard. So it is hard to find people
Absolutely.
That fit what you need. But I think that's the hardest, is when I felt like super overworked, and there are times that you got to fix that.
Yeah. I can relate to that too, where I'm just like, I feel crazy every day. Like I am overwhelmed with this. Like I need to step back and be like, okay, you don't have to do everything. Like you can get help. You can let people say like, hey, let me take this from you. It's totally okay. And sometimes we just have to allow ourselves, or be like, okay, I need to hire this person, or I need to just step away.
Or like, what can I pay people to do that I can trust other people to do?
Yes.
Either a service, like maybe it's not even just like people on your team, but maybe you hire an accountant or get somebody else to do your bookkeeping or something, so that you're not crazy.
Exactly.
That's not fun.
Or you have time to be crazy on another thing and not this one as much, right? Because I'm always crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy here, but I'm crazy in this department now. But that's okay. It's less crazy for me. So
exactly.
Because that's how it is, right? And I appreciate you getting real about that, and it's not always rainbows and butterflies.
No,
like people think like, oh my god, you're an entrepreneur, like yay, you get to make your own hours, and like, well, yes, but it's not just 9 to 5. It's kind of 24 hours a day, and
Absolutely.
like when something comes up, you kind of got to be there.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And everyone looks to you for the answers, so you're just like, oh my god, who do I look to for the answers?
I know. Sometimes you're like, oh, so like today, if I'm out, and like it's super fun. I love being out. I love meeting people. But then you go back and you're like, oh my gosh, look at all the number of emails I have and things that, So
I have to get back to those.
Right. And so, it's all good.
Well, I hope that you can like find that balance, because I'm also trying to find my balance in my own personal world, and I hope that you can get to that. We both can do that, and that you just keep growing and you meet all your endeavors. Like I'm putting it into the universe for you.
Let's
here.
do it. Yeah, let's do it. And I think also super important is to surround yourself with positive people.
Absolutely.
So,
100%.
And so I have a great group of Allstate agents around the country that we communicate all the time, support each other, share information, and that really helps me be successful and just, kind of makes those hard days okay.
I'm sure, and I'm happy that you have that community that you can rely on, and like it gives you like an uplifting. Okay, you got through this, I can too. We got this.
Exactly.
Keep each other accountable.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there anything maybe that I have not touched on, whether it's about yourself, your business, life in general, that you would like to share? Maybe you have a new product coming in, or maybe something, you're writing a book. I don't know. Like,
now you're stumping me, Lil. I don't know.
Sorry.
No, I'm only kidding.
That's my job. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's okay.
Stop.
What is happening next? I think, I don't know even. Really, for me, my next thing is just making sure that we are talking to all our customers and looking at them holistically. So I'm just working with our team to make sure, if I meet you, I'm not just selling you car insurance. I'm talking to you about, what do you need? Who else is in your family? Do you have pets that need help? Do you have, so just looking at everyone, just reminding us to look at everyone holistically, give them advice like you would to a friend.
Yeah.
And so that's always the goal.
I love that.
Just look at people like the
How
whole
you can
picture.
help them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. And now speaking of like pets, you guys offer pet insurance? Talk to me about that or not?
I know, isn't that interesting? So I mean, generally I sell Allstate home insurance, condo insurance, all that stuff. But we do have partners that do special things like event insurance and pet insurance and health insurance. And so, well, not health insurance. I don't know why I said that. But yeah. So, but but we can partner. We partner with other insurance companies that do that kind of thing, so we can take in the whole picture.
Pretty cool. Don't forget about your feline or
Yeah.
doggy friends. So
Exactly.
Shout out to the pets over there. But no, thank you. And then let's see. My final question is going to be, it's one that I like to ask everybody. Why am I thinking about it? I know what it is. Do you have a quote or a saying maybe that has stuck with you or that someone told you and you're just like, whoa, like, you're right, or that you would like to share? Just spread that wisdom.
Ooh, see, I feel like a good interview question. I'm going to ask people that too, because that kind of
You should.
That kind of brings a little vision into the soul here.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't even know. Well, my little tagline is "Shake it with Christine," so that's like my whole
Literally?
tambourine.
Your tambourine.
Literally shake it. You know what I mean? So I think really shake it up, like dance, like do something fun. And people say to me, well, where do you find dance? I'm like, you can dance anywhere. So I
agree.
do believe in just making sure you're giving yourself moments of joy. So it's not a quote, but it is kind of.
No, I love it.
That's my
You can
thing.
shake it, like
That's my
shake
thing.
it off. Literally shake your booty.
Right. Shake it
whatever,
off. Shake it.
Whatever you want.
Shake it up. Shake
Exactly.
it. Shake it. All the things.
If you're going crazy, like shake your head too in
Yeah.
craziness. Like just shake it.
There you go.
I love
Go with it.
It's great. No, I love it, and it's different.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like not. No, because then it's gonna look pointed if I say that. So I'm not. But everybody says awesome things. But I like that shake it is different. Like just shake it.
Yeah.
Shake it with Christine, y'all.
Exactly.
So if you're looking
yeah.
for car insurance, pet insurance, home renters insurance, hit up Christine and her team. She's going to take care of you guys and look out for you. And probably she'll tell you about like stuff that you don't even know or we didn't talk about, like umbrellas type of stuff. You'll learn so much things that maybe you didn't even know you needed, and you need to be prepared for the future.
Exactly. Yeah.
So-
No, we're happy to help.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on the podcast. It was
Thank
a
you,
pleasure.
Lil.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Yay. Good.
Yeah.